Alright, so I'm going to be talking about El Salvador, literally the savior, which is a small country in Central America where I visited some years ago. And yeah, I quite liked it, so that's probably why I'm going to talk about it. Alright, so it's geographically the smallest and most densely populated country in Central America. It's neighbored by Guatemala and Honduras. And it's the only country that doesn't have a coast on the Caribbean side, which is a bit of a bummer for them. It's about the size of Wales. It has greatly varied landscapes, both lowlands and highlands, and around 21 volcanoes. And there on the right side you have Izalco, which is one of the still active ones. It's very prone to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. In fact, the capital of San Salvador has been destroyed several times in the past, and has dark sandy beaches and as a sign of the volcanic activity. It has a tropical climate, wet and dry seasons, and the temperature quite nicely stays around the same throughout the year. And it has a winter season from roughly May to October. It's a country which is very rich in biodiversity, which has around 500 species of birds, 1,000 species of butterflies, and 800 species of trees. And another curiosity is that 4 world sea turtles actually can be spotted in the Salvadorian coast. And here are some facts. Just there are around 6 million people living in Salvador, of which mostly mestizo ethnicity, some white and some odd Indians there as well. And the government type, it's the Republic of El Salvador. The president is Mauricio Fuentes from the leftist FMLN party. And they use the US dollar, which replaced the local colon in 2001. So a bit about the history. In pre-Columbian El Salvador, the country was inhabited by various Native American peoples, including the Pipil, the Lenca, and Mayas. And there are still many ruins to be seen from that era. And then in the early 1500s, the Spanish invaded the country. This guy, whose name is Pedro de Alvarado, came from Mexico and Guatemala, and it took him roughly a year to actually break through the indigenous resistance of the country. Then finally, in 1821, the Spanish gave up, and El Salvador, with the neighboring countries of Guatemala, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica, formed the Federal Republic of Central America. This is a very important person of the history of El Salvador. It is Monsignor Romero, the Archbishop of San Salvador, very important for Catholic Church as well. He was assassinated in 1980, which has said to have sparked the Civil War. And like I said, El Salvador has suffered. Well, the 80s was quite rough for them because of the Civil War that lasted for more than 10 years. A lot of effort has been done socially and economically ever since. Life expectancy has grown, the economy has diversified, there's access to international financial markets and investment these days. Here are some economic facts. And today, El Salvador is actually the 3rd largest economy after Costa Rica and Panama. It's an exporter of sugar and coffee, and a big part of the national economy is actually made of money flows from Salvadorians abroad, mainly from the United States. And tourism right now is the fastest growing industry. And indeed, there are lovely places, lovely beaches. It's good for surfing, good waves, ecotourism, natural adventure tourism, beautiful colonial towns, volcano hikes, whatnot, like my friend there descending the volcano. So it's a great place to visit because it's sort of off the beaten track still a little bit. So here are just some more images to show you a little bit more about the culture of El Salvador. Those there are pupusas, which is a local delicacy, filled tortillas. And of course a lot of events and celebrations are in the city or in the cities. And of course Central America, so football is very important. And the local handicrafts are quite unique. They have nice illustrations, nice colors, and of course the street food is awesome, so it's another picture of that there. Well, it's definitely a country of contrasts. I mean, the rich and the middle class, they browse their iPads and smartphones and whatnot like everybody else, but still 20% of the people actually live under $1 a day. But still, I mean, the Salvadorians they've endured all kinds of hardships, but they're amazingly friendly and welcoming people, so if you visit their little lovely country, they'll be sure to make the most of it for you and just welcome you there. So I hope you got a little bit out of it, out of the country. I mean, it's 5 minutes, very short, but you know, feel free to visit it. It's an amazing country. Thank you.